April is Autism Awareness Month, and here in Denver, we have Firefly Autism, who's really leading the way in support and resources for families. So joining me now is Jesse Ogas, the Executive Director of Firefly Autism. And Jesse, let's start with just tell me the importance about Autism Awareness Month.
Autism Awareness Month for us, every day at Firefly is Autism Awareness Day, because we're really focused on creating awareness, changing the narrative, helping people understand autism is just a different way of being. The cool thing about April is that nationally people are talking about autism as a whole, and what that looks like for them, what that looks like in their communities, or what that might even look like in their families. So we kicked off World Autism Awareness Day, which was on April 2nd, by hosting a COVID-19 vaccination clinic here in our beautiful center, where we vaccinated 1,000 arms, and they were folks on the spectrum, they were folks from disenfranchised communities, they were local neighbors within our community, because one of the things that Firefly also does is we're very adamant that we've got to give back to the communities in which we live and which we serve.
I love that. And one of the cool things you guys have been doing is one of your Fireflies has been creating videos with fun facts to let the community know.
We have a beautiful young woman, her name is Jada, who is a Firefly and is on the autism spectrum. And it was so empowering when she met with Dr. Amanda Kelly here and began to understand and learn about her autism to cope with it. And it was so amazing because right then and there she said, oh my God, for the first time, I understand my brain. I can live with my brain now and utilize whatever strengths it has, right? So she loves film. And so she wants to eventually be a filmmaker. And so she's been creating these amazing, they're called fun facts, Firefly Fun Fact videos that you can see on all of our social media. It really is fun.
It's awesome to watch those. Tell us a little bit about your guys' mission and the services you provide for kids, families, adults.
Here's what differentiates Firefly. When we look at a person on the spectrum, we look at an individual person on the spectrum. And because what I tell people, everyone is unique. Not one is alike. Not one worldwide, right? And so when you're working with someone on the spectrum, you have to deal with them as an individual. What are their needs? What are their obstacles? What are their strengths? And together, my team puts together a plan, individualized plan for every person we work with. I don't care if they're 18 months or if they're in their 70s. We create a program around that person to support the needs. And it's so empowering when you see them not just learn, not just grow, but excel, right? One of the beautiful things about Firefly is that we approach autism, every individual, holistically. It's an amazing organization. We change lives, but we're really focused on changing the landscape for autism treatment, not just in Colorado, but on a national level.
Great work that you guys are doing. Is there anything else that you want the community to know about or think about that we haven't talked about?
When we learn to communicate in different ways, the world opens up to us. It's amazing what we can learn. And part of this, our efforts in changing the narrative, people on the spectrum are just wired differently. When you break it down, they're wired differently. Some have more wires than others, but it's a different way of seeing the world. It's a different way of communicating. Ordinarily in April, which is Autism Awareness Month, we usually host our Laugh Yourself Blue Gala. And it really is to create awareness. It's our single largest fundraising event. But it really is a night to help change the narratives. So because of COVID, we've moved it to June 24th. And the cool thing is that we have D.L. Hughley as our headliner. And unbeknownst to me, when we went down this journey, he's a huge advocate because his son is on the spectrum. And that journey, his story is really touching and powerful.
That sounds great. What a great event. Well, Jesse, thanks so much for sharing all this important information and all the work you guys are doing. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we'll have more information on the resources and about Firefly Autism on our website, cbsdenver.com.